Good day and welcome back. I am Dr. Scott, your online headache doc, the only doctor of any kind, certified by both the American and international boards of commonsensical medicine. Thanks for joining me for Relief at Last, what your doctor won't tell you about your migraines, your headaches, and your pain. Today I'm going to begin a new series over the next many episodes that I'm going to call Question of the Day. And the reason that I decided to do the Question of the Day format for the foreseeable future is simply this. Each and every month in my private practice, there are hundreds of questions that come in, and obviously, due to time restrictions in day-to-day practice, it just becomes impossible to answer all of these questions. So, today's question of the day, what kind of a doctor should I be seeing for my migraines? And I want to preface my answer by saying this. It doesn't matter what we call our headaches or what we call our migraines. Whether you have a classic migraine, whether you have a common migraine, a vestibular migraine, abdominal migraine, hormonal migraine, we can call your migraines whatever we want. The goal remains the same. Let's attempt to actually pinpoint the real true cause of your symptoms and then put a treatment plan into place that will address the cause once and for all. Commonsensical medicine in action. So, in healthcare, particularly in medicine today, the go-to specialist for migraine disorders has become, as you probably know, the neurologist. So, many of us are evaluated by our primary care doctor, and much of the time we're prescribed medication in an attempt to either prevent our migraine symptoms from arising or to treat the migraine symptoms or manage the migraine symptoms when they arise. That's it. Those are the only options that we're given. However, just because those are the only options that we're given much of the time doesn't mean that those are the only options. So, when the primary care doctor refers us to a neurologist, and please, don't get me wrong here, we absolutely, positively need reputable, knowledgeable, experienced neurologists to help us with neurological disorders. And much of the time, if not most of the time, our doctors classify our migraines as a neurological disorder. So, for those of you that have read my book or listened to my podcasts, we are a research-based practice, not an opinion-based practice, because as we know, professional opinions vary greatly, they differ, and much of the time they conflict, depending on which type of doctor, specialist, or healthcare provider we consult. So, if our migraines of any type are being classified as a neurological disorder, and we visit a neurologist, much of the time tests are run. Now, sometimes that can involve a neurological examination. Sometimes it involves an EEG study, an electroencephalogram. Let's measure the brain waves, the electrical brain waves, to see if we can pinpoint an abnormality. And much of the time it involves imaging studies, most commonly CT scan or MRI study of our head or of the brain. Here's the challenge with us as migraine and headache sufferers. The vast majority of the time, all of the neurological testing is, quote unquote, normal, or in medical terms, unremarkable. So, This is the point that I want you to ponder and part of my answer today. What kind of doctor or specialist do you need to see for your migraines and your headaches? In medicine, they would answer the neurologist. However, if all of the neurological testing is unremarkable and does not reveal a neurological disorder, we can no longer classify your migraines as a neurological disorder, but rather neurological type symptoms that are resulting from another underlying problem, another underlying source of those migraine symptoms. And according, not to my opinion, but to decades upon decades of proven published medical research, the most common cause or most common contributing factor to your migraines is not a problem inside of your head. It's not a true neurological disorder. It is what we call a neuromusculoskeletal disorder, or most commonly, a specific disorder of the upper part of your spine resulting in migraine and headache symptoms. That is what is proven to be the most common cause or contributing factor to your migraines. So, in summary today, what kind of a doctor, therapist, healthcare provider should you see for your migraines of any type? Number one, if you've seen your primary care doctor and you've been referred to a neurologist and all of your neurological testing is quote-unquote normal, it doesn't mean that there's not an identifiable cause of your migraines. It means they're looking in the wrong place. And if you look in the wrong place, you're never going to find what you're looking for, the real true cause of your migraine symptoms. So you must, if your neurological testing is unremarkable, have your upper spine evaluated, and much of the time that involves a couple of different procedures. Number one, in my day-to-day practice, we perform a screening examination. So we want to help ensure that there isn't a neurological cause of your migraines or headaches. But when those tests are all seemingly normal, we then perform a screening examination for specific disorders of the upper part of your spine, the junction box where your brain and your spinal cord meet. And the most common cause of those migraine is a structural disorder or a problem with the normal shape or structure of the spine where it meets the base of your skull, resulting in what we call in our practice spinal compression or spinal compression migraine symptoms. That is what the research continues to support for over 70 years and counting. So, here's what I want you to take with you from this first episode of Question of the Day. What kind of a doctor should you be seeing for your migraine disorder? Once neurological testing is shown to be unremarkable, and we can be pretty certain that you don't have a true neurological disorder, the chances are better than not that you may have a specific disorder of the shape or structure of the upper part of your spine, resulting in spinal or spinal canal compression, which results commonly in migraine-type symptoms. Please, if you know somebody continuing to battle ongoing migraines of any type, and sometimes they feel, as I did, as if we've tried everything with little and sometimes absolutely no significant long-lasting relief, share this information with them. There is hope. There is help available, but you've got to look in the right place if you're going to locate and pinpoint with certainty the real true cause of your migraine symptoms. I'm Dr. Scott, your online headache doc, And those are the facts. Everything else? Well, it's just another opinion. The information contained in this podcast is not meant to substitute for your doctor or healthcare provider's advice or recommendations. It is based on Dr. Scott's more than 31 years of private practice experience so far, specializing exclusively in migraine, headache, and chronic pain disorders, as well as decades upon decades of proven, published medical research. Thank you for listening. Copyright 2024, Milagros Media.